Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muh.Ibnul and I am from Telecommunication Engineering, Class A. Today I am going to explain about how to telephone well. The first one is how to ask information. Asking for information can be as simple as asking for time or as complex as asking for detail about complex process. In both cases, it is important to use the appropriate language for the situation. So when you are in a formal, for example, when you are in formal situation is when you are talking with your friend, your family, or the one that is close to you, you are simply just use uh, an informal language, or when you're when you're in situation like in working, in in a meeting, or talking with your working partner, your boss, or maybe your teacher, or something that is formal like in the class, you can just use a formal language. For example, when asking for example, when asking information from friend, use informal or colloquial form, whereas when asking colleges, use a slightly more formal language. And when asking for information from stranger, use appropriate formal language. So from the first one, a very informal structure. If you're asking a friend, a family, or your relative, or maybe someone that is close to you, you can just simply use a direct question. The structure is, for example, from this one is WH plus helping verb plus subject plus verb, just like the one that is in these two examples. How much does it cost? Where does she live? You can see that the WH is how and where, helping verb is much and much does and does, and the subject is it and she, and the verb is cost and live. And the second one is formal structure. Use this form for simple everyday question in stores, when with colleagues at work, and in other informal situations. For example, a simple question, pardon me or excuse me, plus can or could you tell me, where WH plus subject plus verb. So as you can see from this structure, the question followed by asking for permission first. Example, can you tell me when the train arrives? Pardon me, could you tell me how much the book cost? So as you can see from here, the question is only when the train arrives, how much the book cost. But before asking the main question, you have to ask for a permission first. Can you tell me, pardon me, could you tell me how much the book cost? And more formal complicated question. For example, use this form when asking complicated question that requires a lot information. This should also be used when asking question of important people such as your boss on a job interview and etc. The structure is I wonder if you could plus tell me, or explain or provide information on. Or example, I wonder if you could explain how health insurance is handled at your company. Or I wonder if you could provide information on your pricing structure, and, and so on. The second one structure is would you mind plus verb plus in. For example, would you mind telling me a little bit more about benefit at this company? Would you mind going over the saving plan again? So before asking about, for example, from here they want to ask about the benefit at this company or this one saving plan. They are asking for permission first. Would you mind telling me? Would you mind going over? And also the second one is how to give information. Giving information informal, you can just directly say I'm calling from Tokyo. Or the second one, I'm calling on behalf of Mr. X. And maybe the second one is giving information formal. When formal, you can use this kind of example like the test will be held on June 11, 2020. I wish to tell you I wish to tell you that Ajeng birthday party will take place at my cafe. So from this one you can see like this one I wish to tell you the test will be held. Then this the part of the formal one. And giving negative information, for example, from here I'm afraid the line engaged. Could you call me back later? I'm afraid we don't have Mr. Tony here. He isn't at the moment. Sorry, I think you've got the wrong number. So from based on these four examples, we can see that they are they are not directly giving the information first. They use something like from this one. I'm afraid the lines engage. Or the second one, I'm afraid we don't have a Mr. Tony. Or simply just say sorry. I think you've got the wrong number. That is the information. The negative information is I think you've got the wrong number. Would you call me back later? Mr. Tony, we don't have Mr. Tony here. He isn't in, and so on. I think that's it for my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.